afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alyssa Korm and Ken Shreve here, and I hope you had a nice Easter weekend. We're going to break down the action for the major indexes. The Nasdaq squarely in focus. Pretty nice session today, and a lot of stocks, Ken, presenting actionable buying opportunities. So excited to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of great movers in the stock market today. So we'll start by taking a look at Microsoft and the Dow Jones, which broke out powerfully. Obviously, the chip equipment stocks have been breaking out to new highs, and another one joined the ranks today, Kulicke and Soffa. And finally, we'll take a look at iron ore producer Vale, which initially tried to break out, failed, but it topped an alternate entry today.
That we will. First, a look at the major indexes. And here is a chart of the Nasdaq Composite. The tech-heavy index gaining 1.7% for the day, while we had the S&P 500 up 1.4%, the Dow up 1.1%, and the Russell 2000 up about 0.4% today, Ken. So the Nasdaq here, which had been lagging, looking really strong now.
Yeah, in fact, the third straight session where it gapped up in price. So definitely, some buyers coming into the Nasdaq. You can see the volume over the past 3 days. It hasn't really been a surge in trading volume. In fact, it's gotten a little lighter each day. But I think what was most noteworthy about the Nasdaq today was that it was able to break out over its March 16th high, that 13,620 level. So that is good, and the index closed up near its session high. Obviously, a nice gap above the 50-day moving average Thursday ahead of the Good Friday holiday. So seeing a lot of good action in individual stocks. And when you couple that with, nice up days for the market, we're definitely in a confirmed uptrend here.
Now, Ken, we've been talking a lot about the bifurcated market over the last number of weeks, and a lot of stocks in the NASDAQ have been struggling, but there have been a number of setups brewing underneath the surface. And, if you're looking at the silver lining here, this time has allowed all of those proper base patterns to form. And as our chief content officer, Chris Gessel, was saying the other week, that these past couple of weeks, it's been the time to really kind of buckle down and stay focused and keep a laser focus on the buying opportunities taking shape. And investors who have done that are really reaping the benefits, I would say, over the last couple of sessions, and especially today.
Yeah, well, when the market is getting healthy, or a perfect sign of a healthy market is when growth screens are yielding actionable charts, and we're seeing more and more of them. At one point, it used to be the reopened stocks like the the airlines and the cruise line operators. They were working, and growth stocks were not working. And now you've got sort of a nice blend. I mean, today the airline stocks outperformed by a great deal, but you also had the chip equipment stocks that have been leading the market. So it's good to see these buy opportunities kind of becoming more spread out. Again, I would just remind people that a lot of the big winners in 2020, your names like Peloton and Zoom Video, it's a big question mark whether they're going to be able to resume their market leadership. It seems like other stocks are kind of in the leadership role now. So just a reminder not to stay married to what worked in the past, because some of these huge gainers in 2020 are going to have a hard time coming back to their old highs.
That's right. And big cap tech stocks also looking good now. Microsoft among them, gaining about 2.8% for the day, above average turnover, really breaking out of the trading range that we've seen for Microsoft over the last number of weeks, which was kicked off by a gap down in the stock, which is never what you really want to see. And that coupled with a little bit of resistance, Ken, we were pointing out on IBD Live, a trend line there that Microsoft was hitting resistance, but it's really broken out of that trading range today and hit a high over this 246.23 level.
Yeah, and you had good volume today too, and what was actually a pretty low volume day for the indexes. Volume in Microsoft was above average, much higher than what we saw on Thursday. So this is just a classic technical breakout. It really was amazing on the same day to see Microsoft, Facebook, and Alphabet all breaking out to new highs. So believe me, the Nasdaq bulls were very encouraged to see the strong action in Microsoft. Here's Alphabet, which also made a nice heavy volume move out of a base here, and might as well take a look at Facebook. Facebook as well, which broke out
Mhm.
over the 300 level. So to see those three large cap techs working nicely today and volume coming into all three stocks, very encouraging.
Yes, indeed. And you mentioned that we're still seeing a number of interesting moves out of the semiconductor sector. So KLIC in the semiconductor equipment group breaking out today with that RS line blue dot to boot.
Yeah, so this is a sign of strength, and MarketSmith subscribers know that when you see that blue dot right at the on the relative strength line, that is just an unusual sign of strength. So when a stock is breaking out to new highs, not all stocks, but some are going to have relative strength lines that are either leading the stock into new high ground, or they're hitting a new high along with the stock, and that was the case with Kulicke and Soffa today. And again, close up near session highs. Look at the volume in Kulicke as well. Very heavy, very heavy volume, and close in the upper half of its range. And again, you don't want to chase a stock when it goes more than 5% past an entry point. So Kulicke is kind of close to that level, maybe just slightly extended at this point at 6% from the pivot point. But yeah, the last check, the semiconductor equipment group was up another 3% today after having a really strong week last week too.
Yes, that's right. Very notable strength in that group lately. And last but not least, let's take a look at a mining stock that we've been tracking over the last couple of weeks. Vale, ticker VALE, gaining almost 7% today, above average volume, Ken. Now, the first attempt at the breakout over this cup with handle base wasn't quite successful here, but Vale having another go at it, clearing that 18 level with some gusto.
Yeah, so the 1814 pivot is totally actionable here, and like the volume in Vale today. When it initially tried to break out over that 1768 pivot, it really did not have a super healthy market working in its favor. There was still a lot of underlying pressure in the major stock indexes, so it was sort of a tall order for Vale to initially try to clear that 1768 pivot. So what Vale has going for it now is a healthier market. So, hopefully this thing will, for people that are long the stock, will get some follow through tomorrow, see it extend gains and move further past that 18 level. But maybe the second time's the charm for Vale here. Just because a stock initially has problems breaking out doesn't mean it can't muster up enough energy for another legitimate breakout. And like the volume today, and like the market, Vale held a lot of its gains today and really just didn't give up any ground. It closed up near highs, and solid showing here.
Very true. And yep, comes from a strong group, number 20 out of 197. What's not to like? All right, Ken, thanks so much for your insights today. Thank you all for watching. Conversation, of course, is going to continue tomorrow morning on IBD Live. So we hope you tune in to our daily morning live stream. Our experts are sharing their screens, our screens, depending on the day. And Ken, we have a lot of special guests coming up for the month of April as well. So that's also quite exciting.
Absolutely, and I know IBD Live we'll be talking about the leaderboard scorecard webinar that we're doing tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be me, Dave Chung, and Chris Gessel talking about the month of March, which was a challenging month to say the least, as money started rotating out of growth stocks. But we have several stocks left standing in the leaderboard portfolio, so we'll go over the March results tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. You can go to leaderboard.investors.com to find the link later in the day tomorrow.
It's going to be an incredibly insightful discussion. Looking forward to that conversation. And we also have our swing trader scorecard later this week as well. So it's a jam-packed week. This first week of the month always is. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow.